Good evening. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming back in again. Yes, we really do appreciate your volunteering for this program. Thank you so much. So today's research is a little bit different to what you might have been used to. Basically, all I'm going to be doing today is just asking you a series of very simple questions. There's questions about your lifestyle and bits and pieces like that. It shouldn't take too long. Some of the questions are maybe ones you might not feel like answering. That's fine. If there's any questions you don't feel comfortable answering, you'd rather not answer, just say so, and we can exclude those. Sorry. The purpose of the research? Yes, sure. So basically what our company does is we collect a whole lot of information from many thousands of people, and we then collate this information, we put it all together, and we draw conclusions from it, and we generate reports for different companies. Yes, and it helps to target things like advertising, new product development and stuff like that. No, we don't actually disclose which companies we do this for. That's okay. Sure, so let's just get right into it. First thing is that I will just let you know about our privacy policy. All your information is kept anonymous. We do not collect your name at any point. We'd collect a few little bits of personal information. Again, if there's any that you're not comfortable sharing, that's fine. We don't collect any kind of contact information, your email, your address, your phone number, anything like that. So, as I said, the information is all anonymous. It is all kept together as a file about that individual person, but there's no identifying information connected. Okay, it's just so that we can draw conclusions between, these people who do this particular thing also do this particular thing. Yeah, exactly, yes. So, if we can just start with your age. And the gender that you identify as. What is your natural hair colour? Yes, there will be some questions that might seem a little odd. Most are fairly obvious though. Your eye colour, you're not wearing any contacts? Okay. Your height? Either is fine in centimetres or in feet. Oh, that's good. Yeah, we do find that some people do know one and not the other. So it is handy when people know both. Your weight, this can be approximate if you don't want to. Yep. Your relationship status, so are you single, partnered, married? Okay. And how long have you been in that relationship for? Do you have any children? And your postcode. Okay, so that's the basic first step of information, just to help group you into categories with similar people. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you a series of questions about your living situation. These questions are all split into little sort of categories. They're not very long, so do you own your home or do you rent? And how much does that cost you per week if you... Okay. What is your house built of? Brick, weatherboard? Okay. Do you have a garden of any type? Do you have a lawn, any grassed areas? Okay. Do you grow your own produce, so your own fruits, vegetables? Okay. How many parking spaces are on the property? So not counting any that are out on the street, but ones that are specifically like in your own driveway on your own property. Okay. Do you have a lock-up garage? Is there any kind of external outbuildings or sheds? And do you have have access to public transport near enough to your home that you can easily walk to? So generally what we would say is if you can walk for less than 10 minutes and have access to public transport, not including taxis, obviously. So we're talking about like buses, trains. Okay. And how long have you lived in this particular house? Okay. So the next category, I'm going to be asking you some questions about your occupation. Again, not any identifying information. What is your occupation or your job title? And how long have you had this particular job? And what is your hourly pay? If you're not sure of the exact amount, you can give an approximate. And if you're not paid by the hour, we can... Okay, that's fine. And how many hours a week do you work? And approximately how many co-workers do you have? Okay. And would you say you get along with your co-workers? What sort of percentage would you say you get along with all of your co-workers? Or what percentage of the time you get along with your co-workers? Okay. And on a scale of 1 to 10, about how much do you like your job? So 1 would be, oh my gosh, I can't stand this job, I can't wait to find a better one. And 10 would be, this is my absolute dream job, I could never work anywhere else. Okay. How old were you when you first started working? Oh, that's quite young. Good for you. What age do you think that people should start working? Do you think that... Well, yeah, it obviously would depend on, you know, your living situation and stuff. But if, you know, you've got someone who's physically able to work, able to get to work, things like that. Okay, so ideally around that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree with that. Alright, so now we're just going to have a very short section. This is just about your childhood. So when you were a child, did your family own or rent their home? Okay. And your family structure, so basically what we're looking for here is just typical sort of nuclear family, 2 parents, any siblings? Okay. Thank you. Did you live at home still when you started working? I'm guessing based on your... Yeah, okay. And when you were working, did you give any of your money that you earned to your parents? We don't need to know the amount, no, just the whether you did or didn't. Okay. And did you agree with it at the time that you should be giving money to your parents? Or shouldn't? Okay, cool. And what do you think now? If you were... Okay. Well, plenty of people change their minds about things like that. It's very common for, you know, young people to start working and not want to, and then to get older and change their mind to, or the other way around. You know, both is fine. Alright, so that's it for your childhood. Very simple. For vehicles, so do you drive? Do you own a car or a truck or... And do you own a motorcycle? A push bike? A bicycle? Do you own a boat of any kind? Or any other vehicle? Do you use public transport at any time? Okay. What form of transport would you say you use the most? So when it comes to going to work, going to study, to visit people, to shop? Okay. And what do you prefer? So if you had to pick only using a private vehicle or using public transport or walking, or which would you choose, do you think? Which is your favorite? Which do you, I mean, very few people enjoy going from one place to another, but oh, that's good. Yeah, no, that's very solid reasoning. Oh, we don't yet. No, we don't need to sort of go into the whys and that. It's just very basic information. So, about our public transport system, do you think any of the following aspects of our public transport system, so we're talking mostly about your things like, not taxis, a bit more of a private, I guess, when we're talking about buses, trains, things like that, do you think any of the following aspects need improvement? So the location availability, do you think that we need to have broader access to public transport across the country? Do you think punctuality is an issue where we are? Do you find that when you use public transport it's often late or delayed or cancelled? How about the cleanliness of our public transport? Do you find that you get into, say, a bus or a train and, you know, it's fine, you sit down and enjoy your journey? Or do you find that you get on and, there's, you know, dirt and rubbish? And okay. And how about comfort? Do you find the seats comfortable and the temperature sort of like things kept, you know, nice and warm in winter? Is the air conditioning going in summer? Overall comfort, do you think it needs improving? Yeah, just a yes or no is fine. How about the enforcement sort of aspect of public transport? Do you think there's enough people checking to make sure everyone's got a ticket, or do you think we need more enforcement officers on public transport? Number of services. When you need to take public transport, do you find that it comes often enough? Or, so say in some areas there might be a train that goes from one place to another every hour. Do you think there should be more often? Yeah, it's sort of similar to the location availability, but yeah. This is more to do with the fact that, you know, location-wise, a public transport method might be available, but it doesn't go to where you need it to go on time. For example, there's a bus stop just down the road from my house, but it doesn't go to my workplace. The last one is too early for me to get to work on time, and the next one is too late. So yeah, that sort of thing. Yep. Okay. And do you think the fees, so your ticket prices on public transport, do you think they're fair? Do you think they're too high? Do you think they're too low? That's a very rare answer. Yes, of course. Everyone wants things to be cheaper. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, how about our roads? So you mentioned that you do drive. So what is your opinion on our roads and the experience of being a driver here? Do you think we need more enforcement of things such as speed limits? Okay. How about the quality of our roads? So repairs, the comfort of driving on roads, you find them very bumpy. So road quality you find is... I have to say I agree. How about signage? So speed limit signs, signs for exits, things like that. Okay. Driver education. Now this is can be a little bit controversial, and it basically comes down to what your opinion is of the abilities of other drivers. Do you find that you come across a lot of drivers that are doing, you know, maybe not necessarily illegal, but sort of things that you consider dangerous? This is apart from sort of your speed limits and stuff like that. Education on safe driving, courtesy, things like that. Okay, so you think that it is something... I see, yeah. And how about the speed limits on our roads? Do you think they should be lower or higher, or do you think they're pretty good the way they are? It does depend on the area, yes. I I do find that some areas it seems a little fast, some areas it seems a little slow. But if you had to sort of say on average across the board, would you say too slow, too fast, or Goldilocks, just about right? Exactly. Alright, now we're just going to get into more personal stuff. If you're not sure about certain answers, just give your best guess. Is fine. So we're going to talk a little bit about your diet. So do you have allergies to any of the following? Are you allergic to gluten, dairy, nuts, seafood? Any other allergies to any particular foods? Okay. How much water on average would you say you drink per day? It can be, yes. Do you drink tea, and if you do, how much? Okay. What about coffee? Of course. Not much of a coffee drinker myself. I'm trying to get into it, but energy drinks. Do you drink energy drinks? On a regular basis? Okay. Alright. And how many meals do you eat per day on average? Okay, that's good. Would you say you generally tend to undereat, eat a sensible amount, or overeat? It can be difficult to sort of, depending on what you're comparing it to. We don't want to necessarily compare to the average. In some countries, people eat a lot. But would you say that, generally by the time we get to adulthood, we do have an awareness of what is a sensible amount? So on average, that's good. How many serves of fruit do you eat per day? Yeah, it's all just averages. That's fine. And what about vegetables? Okay. And how many serves of dairy or dairy substitutes? So, for example, almond milk, oat milk. Okay. Do you enjoy fruit? So, we eat fruit to be healthy and stuff. Do you eat it in yum fruit or Of course. And what about vegetables? I have to say I don't come across many people who go, oh yes, yum, vegetables, I love vegetables. Do you take a multivitamin or any other kind of supplements meant to sort of improve your, not improve your diet, but yeah, so health supplements, not sort of things like pre-workouts and stuff, but things that are meant to supplement your diet. Okay, that's it about your diet. Now I'm going to just go through a little bit about your sleep. Yes. So what time do you go to bed most nights? It's about the same time as me. What time do you get up in the morning? Oh, that's earlier than me. Yeah, I'm definitely not a morning person. How long on average would it take you to get to sleep? And what size bed do you sleep in? How many pillows do you use under your head? How often would you change your bed linen, so your sheets? Okay. You would be surprised. You would really be surprised. Alright. Okay. Is your room generally dark? Yeah, so if you have your eyes open, can you see around your room? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would consider that. Yeah. Is your room quiet, or is there a lot of traffic noise, a lot of people, barking dogs. Oh, that's not too bad. When you wake up in the morning, do you feel refreshed? Are you one of those people that I envy that just jumps out of bed like, yeah, a new day, I feel great? Or do you feel like me where it's like, oh, I could sleep for another 3 hours? Very, very common. Do you make your bed every day? It is a little bit out of left field, yes, but it's an interesting habit. Do you use any of the following to help you sleep? Earplugs, headphones, a fan, music, TV, medication, so sleeping tablets. Okay, that's it about your sleep. Let's talk a teensy bit about exercise. Do you do any of the following exercises? Do you run? Do you walk? Well, obviously you walk, but do you... Okay, just purely for exercise. Do you lift weights? Yeah, specifically, for fitness, not just, picking up heavy things around your house. Mm-hmm. Do you swim? Mm-hmm. Do you ride a push bike? Yeah, we covered that a little bit earlier. Do you dance? Not talking about dancing around the house while you're vacuuming. Do you do any other form of sports? Football, hockey, ice skating? Oh, always wanted to try that. Alright, now about your housekeeping. Not the most exciting topic. Who cleans your home? Do you clean yourself? Do you have a professional housemate? Okay. And how often would you say you clean your bathroom? Mm-hmm. How about your kitchen? So your kitchen benches. Mm-hmm. Your oven. Okay. Microwave if you have one. How often do you wash dishes? Do you have a dishwasher? Okay. How often do you do laundry? Washing clothes, towels? Mm-hmm. Do you do laundry at home or do you use a laundromat? Okay. Do you use a dryer? Okay. If you hang up clothes to dry, do you hang them outside or inside? Mm-hmm. Okay. How often do you clean your floors? Now, dividing this into two, how often would you say you vacuum or sweep your floors? And how often do you mop or otherwise wash your floors, I suppose? Okay. How often do you dust around your house? It is something that people tend to put off a little bit. And how often would you clean your windows? So inside or outside? Oh, okay. That's fine. Do you garden? So do you, we covered earlier about growing produce and that. Do you garden for enjoyment, basically? Ornamental? Okay. Indoor plants included, yes. Okay. Alright, now just a few beauty-related questions. Do you get your hair cut by a hairdresser or a barber? Okay. Do you get your nails done? Get manicures, pedicures? Oh, desperate need. I actually just had some removed, and so my nails are terribly, terribly damaged, unfortunately. Do you get your brows professionally shaped, waxed, tinted, laminated? Okay. Do you get a fake tan? It spray or in sunbeds? Okay. Yes, terribly dangerous. Do you get professional hair removal? So waxing, laser, IPL, anything like that? Yeah, oh, obviously, apart from the eyebrows, so like legs and stuff. Yep. Okay. Do you get massages? Not something I've ever done personally. Feels a bit weird. I have heard that, yeah. Really should one of these days. How about skin treatments? Do you get facials, sort of exfoliation? Yeah, so anything that doesn't involve like injectable Botox and stuff like that. I'm just talking about like skin treatments. Okay. Right. Do you ever get professional makeup? Would you say when you go out, do you wear makeup more often than not? Okay. Yeah, of course. Alright, so what's the next one? Ooh, pets. This is a fun bit. Very quick, unfortunately. So I'm just going to read just a very short list of animals, and I just want you to tell me how many of each you own. Obviously, if you don't have any, say 0. So, dogs, cats, fish, any, yeah. Rodents, so mice, guinea pigs, hamsters. Okay. Birds, and this includes chickens. Yes, of course. Horses. Reptiles. And any other animals. Okay. Now, celebrations. This is a little bit different. Do you celebrate the following occasions? Birthdays, Christmas, Easter, Halloween? Yeah, so we're talking about celebrating in any way. You don't have to celebrate every aspect of that holiday. So we have people who might celebrate Halloween, you know, they have the party and everything and decorate their house. Others just go trick-or-treating, or yeah, even if you just watch a Halloween movie on Halloween. Yeah. Okay. New Year's, Valentine's Day, anniversaries. Yeah, so any form of anniversaries. Okay. St. Patrick's Day. Not, yeah, not very common. Mother's Day. Okay, Father's Day. Alright, cool. And now a little bit about your education, just like 2 questions. What level of education do you have? Did you finish high school? Okay. And any education post high school? Oh, what made you go into that? Oh, that's really interesting. Don't think so. I'm not sure. Do you want to study further? Understandable. And a question about we've asked about your house and now about the inside of your house. What sort of phone do you have? Your own personal. How long have you had this particular? Okay. Have you always had this brand? Okay, and in your home, how many of the following appliances do you have? A refrigerator, freezers, televisions? Yes, including ones that aren't currently being used. Functioning ones, yes. Computers or laptops? Yeah, this covers PC, Mac. Okay. Tablets or iPads? Mobile phones? Gaming consoles, so Xboxes, PlayStations, Nintendos, everything. DVD players. Yeah, becoming a little bit less common. Stereos or freestanding speakers, so this includes like Bluetooth, even the tiny little Bluetooth speakers. No, that's okay, you can think about it. Your best guess is fine. Yeah. Alright, just a little bit of a medical history. Again, anything that you're unsure of or you don't want to answer is fine. Have you ever broken any of the following bones? Collarbone, a rib or ribs, arm, wrist, hand or finger, your leg, any part of your leg, your ankle, no, that's fine, foot, toe, any other broken bones? Oh, that's an unusual one. How did you do that? Oh my goodness. Wow, that is one heck of a story. If I had more time, I would definitely want to hear all the details of that. That is fascinating. When was your last dentist visit? Best guess. Okay. Have you ever had a full clean at the dentist? Okay. A filling? Any caps for any broken teeth? Veneers? Braces? Or any form of straightening? Okay. Root canal? Wisdom tooth removal? Or any other tooth removal? Okay. We're getting there. We're nearly done. You've been great. Thank you so much again. Have you ever been under a general anaesthetic? Have you ever had a local anaesthetic, so where they inject the anaesthetic for minor procedures? Okay. Have you ever used a numbing cream? Have you ever had a blood test? Oh, many. How many piercings do you have? Okay. Do you have any tattoos? How often do you have a haircut or cut your own hair? Do you wear glasses or contacts? I already know the answer to that. We did that earlier. When was your last hearing test? And your last eye test? Have you ever been tested for colour blindness? Next, we're just going to talk a little bit about your finances, and this is the last section, okay? Who manages the finances in your household? Okay. Would you say that you live comfortably, or would you say that you struggle paycheck to paycheck, kind of? Very common. And do you feel that you were taught adequately about finances when you were at school? Do you feel that you were adequately taught about finances by your parents or other family members? Have you ever been bankrupt? Have you ever struggled so much with money you thought you might not be able to afford important things such as bills, food, fuel? Okay. What amount of money would you say you need to earn per year, you specifically, not other people in general, to be comfortable? Yes, I'm talking about just being able to afford everything, not necessarily being able to go on massive overseas holidays, unless that is something that you consider very important, but just to be able to not worry about money. Bit of a funny one. Have you ever thought that all of your financial problems could be solved if you won the lottery or some other form of money? Okay. Do you gamble? Have you ever lost a large enough sum of money gambling that you felt frightened? Okay. Alright, I think that might be it. Thank you so much for coming in today and answering all these questions. It was very, very helpful. Yes, of course. So we do have your information on file. Yeah, just one more question. Will you be happy with us contacting you again in future if we're running more of these kinds of surveys? We do generally tend to just do these sorts of questionnaires. Of course. Yes, thank you so much again for coming in today. It was lovely to meet you. You've got some very interesting stories about your life. Of course. Thank you so much. I hope I'll see you again someday. Thanks. Bye-bye.